Hello, and welcome back to our next video in Essay Masters MBA course. Today, we're going to provide high-level strategies for any other essay prompts that you may encounter using Booth, Kellogg, and Columbia as examples. Let's dive right in. Now, understand there are hundreds of different prompts, and it would be impossible to cover all of them in a 5 to 10-minute video. Even for the schools we are discussing, it should go without saying that we are not hitting on every essay they provide. Stanford, for example, usually asks 2 essays, and Columbia has 3, and even then, the prompts will change from year to year. So the strategies we provide are meant to be more of evergreen guidelines than specific tactics. So with that said, the mentality for working on these is the same. These are your chance to express a part of yourself, your thought process, and your interest and goals. In other words, once again, you. So how do you start? Relate each and every prompt, even the ones that seemingly don't ask about you, to a specific aspect about yourself and explore the possibilities. With Booth's essay, you want to tell them about something that has nothing to do with work that shows something about you. We've seen essays tackle Arabic poetry, ultimate frisbee, and church service here. As long as it's about you and it's authentic, it can work. For Kellogg, we don't want to know about how you were a part of an initiative. We want to know when you led an initiative. Sometimes these essays can actually deal with failure. After all, if you can generate value from failure, it's still value. And for Columbia, just like with Booth, you want to be personal and authentic. But ultimately, these essays are all looking to just better understand you. As a general strategy, when answering these, as usual, be personal and don't tell someone else's story. More than the personal statement and why school essays, we see people tend to fall into discussions about what the community, or what a figure being quoted, or what the work being discussed did rather than how they experienced them. We do understand the desire to provide context, but you're really just sharing someone else's story. The best thing that you can do is to just focus on you. Second, understand the exact question. This goes back to one of our laws. The worst thing you can do is copy and paste an answer for another prompt without realizing subtle differences. We see, for example, 2 questions about career goals, but one may only ask for your immediate short-term goals, while another may ask for your long-term goals. Same topic, but different angle. And as much as you can on this last one, you want to show initiative, leadership, or uniqueness, but you don't want to say what you think they want. The easiest way to think about this is to try and organically include these things. You wouldn't try and discuss why your favorite song shows leadership for Columbia's question, but if you happen to have taken the initiative on a work project to save your firm a couple $1,000,000 a year, then you can show initiative and leadership in Kellogg's essay without straining to say what they want to hear. So with that said, let's provide a couple of examples of bad and good writing. Here, we're going to talk about how not to write the Kellogg essay on leadership. This says, during a class project, I noticed that my peers felt unmotivated to complete our economics assignment. Taking charge, I sent around emails and delegated tasks to everyone. By taking the initiative, I learned that sometimes it just takes one person stepping up to make a difference. First, the stakes here aren't very high. Taking charge on a class project is not very strong or personal. You don't have to have examples of a time you saved your employer from bankruptcy, but the higher the stakes, the better your essay is going to be. Second, taking charge is kind of cliche. How did you take charge? Be a lot more specific. And to that point, specificity could really help here. What did the emails and task involve? What particular challenges were faced? If we knew that, this would probably be a much stronger essay. On the other hand, let's look at an essay for Columbia that works well. It says, after watching Pixar's Soul, I had to ask myself, was I like Joe at the beginning of the movie or Joe at the end of the movie? As much as I value the idea of someday launching a subscription service for audiophiles like myself, I also make sure to rein myself in by making sure I enjoy where I am now. After all, just like Joe Gardner in Soul, there's no point in striving for a goal if I can't enjoy the journey. For starters, this ties right into one's individual goals and aspirations. It organically shows leadership, intelligence, and reflection. And finally, it's just unique enough that it's not likely to be used by other applicants. Of course, as time goes by, soul may very well become the quote cliche answer. And while it's important not to go overboard and sacrifice authenticity for uniqueness, you don't want to be the 1,000th person reciting the same book of effective habits to this essay for Columbia here. Once you've written all your essays and you think you're all set, come back here and we'll go over some final steps you can do for your MBA essays in the next video.